Welcome back to another episode of Friday Financial. And today we are joined by Jess Davis, who is the Director of Membership at the Ulster County Regional Chamber of Commerce. Hey, Jess.
Hi,
Thank you so much for hopping on today. We appreciate it.
it's great to be here.
So, Jess, in your role at the Chamber, one of the things that you are exemplary at is networking. So let's talk about that today. And to start it off really broadly, why does networking matter?
What a big question. Networking is so important in so many ways. The ability to be connected to another individual, the face-to-face connection, the handshake. Sometimes it's a mutual colleague or professional friend or friend that's actually making that introduction. But building a strong network is so important um, for yourself, for your career, for to grow your business, and then also you're going to need those people. They're going to need you. It's just a great, important power of connection is really special and really important.
hmm And if you don't need them right now, or they don't need you right now, that doesn't mean down the line you're not going to wish you knew somebody who did X, Y, Z.
It is so true. I just was having a conversation this morning and I said, just continue to grow your network because, these meaningful connections happen when you least expect them.
So what about the folks who might be watching this and, they're a small business, maybe it's only them, they work out of their home, they may be thinking, well, it's just me. Do I really need to network? Is someone for that small of a business, is networking important?
I think absolutely. I think it might even be more important because you're not going into the office every day. You're not stopping off for coffee, maybe if you're at your house all day. So you're not getting that opportunity to meet others in your community.
hmm
So I think absolutely. We've actually seen it here at the Chamber over the last several years because there are more people that are working from home, more people that have moved their business office into their home. And they are looking to still make those connections and to still have a strong network, be able to attend events and be able to know what's happening in the community.
hmm hmm So it's scary to go to a networking event, especially if it's your first one, especially if you do work out of the home and you're not in group settings a lot, to walk into a room but there's like all these people there. It's kind of terrifying. How do you handle it? And what tips do you have for people who might be really, kind of anxious about that aspect of it?
I can absolutely relate to that. You know, the first thing I would say is as you're walking into that room, just know that there are other people in the room that are just like you, that are uncomfortable, just like you,
Mhm.
that are looking to meet others. And so just know you're in good company. I like to say, start with small steps. So make yourself a small goal, maybe to meet 3 new people and to have one meaningful conversation. And don't be afraid to just reach out and shake a hand and have your business card there and introduce yourself. Tell them what you do or ask a person what they like to do or what they do because people like to talk about what they do. And just be the brave person, go up and introduce yourself. We're all here for it. We know we are. We're in this big room. And so I like to say start with small goals and build on those. And then assess and celebrate your success at the end of the night. And maybe there were a few awkward encounters, and maybe there were 2 really great encounters, and focus on those.
hmm hmm And you said something that I think is really important because I think sometimes, at least for me, right, I get this feeling, well, nobody really people really want to hear what I have to say. Like they've probably heard from someone who does this same thing. But I mean, people know when you go to a networking event, that's the expectation. You're there to listen, listen to other people and share your own story.
Yeah, we're there to learn about each other. And
hmm
I often tell that to, talk about that with my members. Sometimes you're looking to grow your business, but as you're growing your business, you have needs as well. So you're looking to build your community, your network that will be able to help you meet your needs and grow and provide services to you as well. So it's a mutual thing.
Hmm. So now for the folks who may be going to their first networking event or who maybe have been attending but kind of do what I do and hide in the corner, how do they really get the most out of a networking event?
So just set, like I said earlier, set small goals. So really think about what type of event you're going into, what the audience or crowd might be like. Also think about what you need to take away from that, what your goal is. And so set a small goal, and ask others for their cards. And I think following up is a really key piece of that. So after you leave the event, you've got maybe 4 or 5 or 10 business cards, depending how outgoing you were or who approached you. And so take those and follow up with that individual with a short email. Just keep it short and sweet, and maybe even set an appointment to meet them, a one off. I like to keep when I'm out networking, I like to keep my encounters brief. I feel that I'm able to meet more people that way, and also keep it interesting, brief, exchange information, find out what that person does, tell them about yourself a little bit, and then leverage that follow up to schedule a meeting to get more into details.
Hmm. That's great advice. Now, are there any common mistakes that you see people making at networking events?
you know, I don't know that there's a mistake. I think you got to be uncomfortable and you have to be okay with maybe an awkward moment. I personally think in that initial connection, it's nice to keep it brief. I think that we're all there to meet a lot of people, maybe see somebody that we know, and you might see a more in-depth conversation happening. But I think keeping it on the shorter side, 1 to 3 minutes is really a good best practice. And then, like I said, using that follow up and having a one-on-one connect with that person to get deeper into the conversation.
Mhm, mhm. So now, how would someone end that? You say you're engaging in a conversation and you're aware of the fact that you want to kind of keep it brief. What are some ways to kind of move away from that conversation? Maybe meet someone new.
So there's typically like a pause, there's pauses in the conversation. And just like you started the conversation, you could shake their hand, reach out and say, it is so great to meet you. I'm going to be following up with you. I'm going to send you out an email tomorrow. I want to be respectful of your time. I know there's so many people to see tonight, but it was great to chat with you.
Hmm.
And just keep it short and sweet.
Hmm. That's excellent. That's great. So now, how could the chamber help somebody with these networking? Talk a little bit about that.
So the Ulster County Regional Chamber of Commerce has more than 1,000 members, which is a pretty overwhelming number, right? It's really great. And not all of those members are there to network. So, but what they do, I often will say to our members, who do you want to meet? What type of introduction? I'm here to help. And most places that are putting on a networking event, they know the people that are coming and they'll be happy to help make an introduction. That happens every day, and I love to see it. I will often look on social media, or I'll get a follow-up email where a member is helping a member and they're collaborating on a project. And so we're here to help make those connections, provide the space for that, provide the platform for it. So if you're new, or if this is something that you want to get better at, communicate with the organization that you're working with. So give me a call or send me an email. It's jess@ulsterchamber.org. Our office number is 338-5100. Get involved. And it's more, I always say, it feels like a family. Like it feels like even if I'm a little nervous walking into an event, and I do still get that as an employee, it's a lot. There's a lot of expectations I put on myself. But once you get through the door, it kind of just feels like family Sunday dinner. And it's such a good feeling. And the more you show up, the more you recognize faces, people recognize you, and that connection just deepens.
Right. Excellent. Well, Jess, thank you so much for hopping on today. We appreciate your insight, and hopefully this will encourage someone to get out and start networking. And again, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Mary Claire. Thank you for having me. I just want to thank Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union. You're just a tremendous supporter of the chamber, and you help us make a difference in our community.
Thank you. All right, Jess, thanks so much. Take care and have a great day.